This podcast is intended for mature audiences only.
Tonight's episode is one of those nights that starts with a little curiosity and ends with your heart pounding. I'm Cuckoldress Lexie Meadows, and tonight, Chris and I are taking you inside a real night at a lifestyle club. The energy, the tension, the flirting, the moment that another person caught my attention in a way that neither of us expected. We're talking about desire, jealousy, excitement, and what happens when fantasy suddenly turns very, very real. This is the Cuckold Marriage Podcast.
Hey, Lexie, how's it going today?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Long day, but I'm excited to be talking about this topic with you. So before we get started, as always, we'll have a couple of announcements, and they're kind of the same ones that we always have. Number one, thanks to those of you who have been sending us fan mail. We really appreciate it.
We do.
It really helps, first of all, us know that the show is resonating, and sometimes y'all ask questions or have further thoughts about the show. All of those things are great. We want to hear your stories too and confessions. So make sure to click on that link that says send fan mail in the show notes, and you can go ahead and send a voicemail there. You can send a text. You can also email us, podcast@cuckoldresslexie.com, and we will get all of those. Secondly is make sure that you get a little bit more intimate with Lexie by joining her Fansly, and follow her on there. It's pretty awesome, the kind of stuff that she posts. And you can find that by just visiting her website, cuckoldresslexie.com. And then finally, follow us on Blue Sky Social. We're at the Cuckold Marriage Pod on there. We really want to hear from you. That's where we do a lot of communicating. We post there every single day. So hopefully we can hear from more folks. So let's get into this super fun night. So this is a real story. This happened a few days ago, last Saturday, right?
Yeah. I have to admit, I'm a little nervous telling this story, just because it's as if I wasn't putting enough of my life on display. It's just another facet and another part of me that sometimes comes out.
Yeah, and it's totally cool. That's what our audience loves. So let's kind of set the scene. So we were talking about going out this weekend. We were by ourselves. We were looking forward to having some alone time, some adult time.
I love how you say, like, we were looking forward to going out, as if you weren't like, hey, we actually have some alone time and I really want to go out desperately. Can we go out? Can we go out, please? What can we do? What can we do? It was more like that.
I do not see any proof that that's the way it took place. But I think everybody knows that's the way it took place.
Yeah.
So anyways, so we were deciding what we were going to do, and we were debating between just going to a normal vanilla place or going out to a
Just
lifestyle
bar
club.
hopping or
Just bar
anything.
hopping
Yeah.
and that kind of stuff, which is what we do
Typically.
most of the time.
Yeah. If we go out, we just typically go bar hopping.
We just go bar hopping, we grab dinner.
Just for fun. We don't meet anyone. We just go have fun.
Yeah, most of the time we're by ourselves. But on this particular night, we decided we were going to be a little bit more cuckoldress kind of a dynamic. And so I had asked Lexie, you choose. Do you want to go to like a casual just bar hopping like normal, or would you rather go to a lifestyle club, go to a sex club? And you took a couple days, you thought about it. I told you what the themes were. So there's two different clubs with options. And one of them, I think, was like a schoolgirl theme, but they didn't let in single guys. And
yeah, so what's the point of that?
Yeah, exactly.
In our case.
In our case, and by the way, I hate it when clubs do this, when they discriminate against single men going. Like, there are ladies that want to meet single men.
Well,
so.
Yeah, not to mention, I mean, stack vixen relationships, cuckoldress relationships, not everyone's a swinger.
Right. So oftentimes we feel left out when we go to those places and there's nobody like us. But having said that, we chose the place that did have a single guy is allowed. So what made you want to go to the lifestyle club? What made you decide that? Because you were deciding, and then you finally made a decision. What made you come to that decision?
We just hadn't been in forever. I mean, we kind of got a little tired of the whole sex club thing because, one of the first times that we went together, we had a fantastic night. You guys have already heard about it on our previous podcast about how we met this single guy and had a great night and then had an even better nights later. And so we just constantly kept chasing that high of trying to meet a decent bull. at these clubs, and we kept just striking out. There was no one that I was interested in. Um, we just kind of felt, I don't know, we just didn't feel great. And so we stopped going for like forever.
Hmm.
And when he started presenting me with, these themes and these nights and everything, I was like, you know what? No expectations, none. But we haven't gone in forever. We've written it off for a bit. Maybe it's time to give it another shot, just, for fun. Why not? Just might as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was honestly surprised that you chose that, you know?
Well, it was also like a cowgirl
Right,
catwalk
cowgirl
theme.
theme.
And I I have never owned a pair, since I was a child, a pair of cowboy boots, and he's been trying to get me to buy cowboy boots for 3
Hell
years.
yes, jean shorts and cowgirl boots. Oh, that's what
Mhm.
I'm talking about.
And so I decided, you know what? Um, this is an opportunity to go shoe shopping. So Imma take it.
All right, so it was about the shoes. That's what made you decide.
That was part of what made me decide. We got me some really good looking cowboy boots. I like them.
They do look really good. Actually, if you follow us on Blue Sky, I posted a picture of the two of us that night with you in that outfit that you wore that night. So I would highly recommend if you don't follow us on Blue Sky Social, follow us because then you can actually see the way that we were both dressed that night.
And the boots.
The
The
boots.
boots, it's all about the
I
boots.
was not much of a bandit though.
No, you
I,
were
I
not.
wore black boots and a black shirt.
We didn't have a bandana for you, and I regret that.
I know,
We
me
did
too.
not have a red bandana around your neck. That would have been so much better.
Yeah, you're up.
All right. Um, so oh, I lost my question. Were you hoping what were you hoping that might happen that night?
Nothing. Like honestly, like it was one of the. So what I have found
Uh-huh.
is if I lower my expectations to 0,
Okay.
anything above a 0 is pretty awesome.
That's a great way to do a lot of things in
Ye
life.
Yeah. So, but normally when we go out, like, I, like, kinda hope, I'm like, "Oh, I hope you get flirty. I hope, this happens," or, like, "It'll be fun." Like, literally this time, I had none of that, like, nothing, and which is incredible because we were going to a sex club. We were going to a lifestyle club, so the odds of something happening were relatively I mean, they were there, right? They're more than
They
in
existed.
they existed, but I mean, also just from my experience in these places, there's often not a lot of great options, especially when it comes to single males. Like a lot of them are swingers in there and all that, and we don't do any kind of swapping.
Right, and sometimes the swingers that are there are they kind of are like, "Hey, we'll take what we can get. Only he gets play, only she gets play. That's cool, at least just play." So sometimes that still works, but it's still not ideal. It's awkward.
Mm.
It's not what we look for.
Yeah. So I mean, knowing all that, knowing our past experience, and honestly, like I just wanted to have fun with you that night. Like I really did not give a shit if anything happened at all, which is I mean, I normally kind of like in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, I hope something happens. Like I truly, truly, truly didn't care. I just wanted to hang out with you. I was excited to be alone with you. And I thought we would go, maybe we dance with each other a little bit. And we would just like, we always have good conversation. So that's what I thought was going to happen. That's literally my expectation. However, what did cross my mind was the last time you went out when I didn't have an expectation was that night that you went to a hotel room with some guy. So it did cross my mind, hey, I wonder if me having no expectations is going to lead to something happening, but then I quickly let that go because I didn't want to jinx myself.
And then you went to bed and had no idea that I was out in a guy's hotel room.
Yeah, that night, yeah, I had no freaking idea. Still in my mind, top 2 or 3 hottest things you've done. I love it. All right. So for those viewers who have never been to, I would imagine there's a lot of guys in here who wish they could go to a lifestyle club with their partner. We've been not just locally here in the United States, we've been internationally to these kind of in multiple countries. So why don't you describe kind of for our listeners, especially those who have never been to one, what is a lifestyle club? What is a sex club actually like?
Well, I mean, for one thing, the sex clubs in Europe are a little different, I feel like. But speaking just of the ones that we've been to here in the U.S.,
Mm.
in multiple cities, um, they do differ quite a bit based on which club you go on or go to, but they are just a bunch of really horny people trying to mingle, dancing. Um, I mean, that's really what they are. That's what they are. And, and I think maybe something that might hold some people up from wanting to go, especially women, is thinking that you are going to be pressured to have sex, and that if you don't have sex when you're there, the night's somehow a failure, or you did something wrong or anything like that. And it's not. It's it's a bar. Usually they don't serve liquor. You got to bring your own liquor, but it's a bar dance club that where instead of people solely sitting by themselves and never talking to anyone all night, like most bars and, you know, places like that, the goal and the idea is for you to socialize. You don't have to. You can sit there, especially your first time or two, you can sit there with your partner and you guys don't have to talk to anyone. You do not have to talk to anyone. It's fine. Someone might come up, maybe. And if they do, you can just be polite and be like, yeah, we're kind of new to this. We're just really watching, we're observing. We're not really wanting to like meet anyone tonight, but it was so nice to meet you. It was so nice to talk to you, Thanks for coming up. You don't have to sit with and engage in every person that comes up to you, if someone comes up to you. So don't let it be overwhelming or feel like forced socialization if you're not comfortable. Just go check it out. It's really not that bad. If anything, it's people watching at its finest.
Yes. I say this in the most loving possible way. But if you've ever seen the cantina scene in Star Wars, where they're in the bar in Star Wars and there's all these eclectic characters in there, aliens from all over all the galaxy.
God, you're showing your inner dork so hard.
Yes, but I have a strong feeling that 95% of the men who are listening to this podcast know exactly what the fuck I'm talking
Oh
about.
my
The
gosh.
cantina scene in Star Wars, the little blue guy like doo 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 on the horn. So that's sort of what it's like. It's just, and I mean that again in the most loving way. It's just a collection of the most unique human beings you
It
will
is.
ever see.
It is, truly.
And what I love about it is that people are open and nice, and they're just like,
They
everybody's like
are.
willing to like talk to you. And
Yes.
you might be talking to somebody who's dressed in like BDSM gear and you're in, jeans and a t-shirt, and you're talking to them like there's no difference. It's not weird. It's not, the, it's not like people are all over you all the time. Like Lexie said, it presents pretty much just like a normal bar. People might be dressed differently. They might be more eclectic. They might be more open about their sexuality, but
Hmm.
it's essentially just a bar. Okay, so and by the way, some of them, the single men can walk around alone. Some of them you can't. Some of them you have to be kind of posted up unless a couple kind of gets you. And so if you're considering going to one of these places, you want to make sure that you read the rules
Ahead of
beforehand,
time.
ahead of time, because you don't want a snafu in there. Like everybody, there's like a certain etiquette to the place.
Yeah.
So make sure, and if it's your first time to a place, ask somebody for a tour. And everybody's super welcoming and all that kind of stuff. So everybody is really, really nice. So you'll be able to get a tour.
Oh, yeah, I think we forgot to mention that made me think the tour. Um, that this is a bar, dance club that also has beds in the back where you can fuck.
Yes.
So a lot of these places, well, all of them will have rooms, beds, what have you, somewhere in the club, where it's on the second floor or in the back or what have you, that you can have sex. And sometimes they'll even have, for lack of a better term, like a almost dungeon-like atmosphere, that has just different equipment and, paraphernalia to an extent. I mean, there's nothing like
Mhm.
gross, like that people share, like dildos or anything like that.
Mm.
Not like that sort of paraphernalia, but, a rack, things like that, like whips, chains, all the
Mhm.
fun stuff. Um, but other than that, it's just a bar.
Yeah, other than the back room, it's just a bar.
Yeah.
So, we walk in and there's always like a little kind of reception area where they do your IDs, you pay the entrance fee, and then you like cross the path, right? And then like you open the door to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. And you're in there, and then that's when you're in that scene with all the different people, and there's dancing and there's high top tables. It looks like just any other bar that you would see. But when we walked in this night last Saturday, what was your initial thoughts when we walked in there?
I mean, being a cuckoldress does not mean that you never feel shy or self-conscious or a little intimidated. I think walking into a giant room full of people, half of which are dressed scantily and BDSM type stuff and dancing and everyone's drinking and you're probably dressed a little bit scantily. I think it can be a little intimidating for everyone.
Mm.
Like, especially if you haven't had any drinks first.
Mhm.
Um, so I was feeling a little just kind of like, oh, here we are. Let's bust out that Bacardi right about now. Um, and I was a little intimidated, but I was also kind of like, here are my people. um, here are the ones that are out to have a good time and express themselves and be with like-minded people.
Mhm. And by the way, let's for those who have not joined Blue Sky yet and seen your outfit, what were you wearing that night for Cowgirls Night?
I was wearing a plaid, like three-quarter length shirt, tied at the front, kind of high, so showing my belly, and some Daisy Duke shorts and my brand new cowboy boots.
She looked really, really fucking hot. It was hot. And so let's kind of break down what happened. So we get there, we we find a little seat that like a bar facing the main area, and we just kind of post up there and we start to hang out and have a drink and sitting there just kind of talking, and I'm kind of scanning the room, you're kind of scanning the room, and then I actually noticed out of the corner of my eye a couple sitting at the bar, and I noticed the woman was rather attractive. And then we went outside not shortly after that just to get a change of scene.
Mm.
And I mentioned to you, I said that there's some pretty people here tonight, and her husband was pretty decent looking too, and all that stuff. And so I mentioned that to you, and you were not thrilled that I mentioned that. But then we went back in after that, and I went back to the bar to get another soda for myself.
I
And
wasn't thrilled because you mentioned a specific girl that you saw. You didn't describe her, so I had no idea who she was, but you were like, "Yeah, there's some decent looking couples here. There's a really pretty girl," and I was just like,
yes, you were. And so I
"Oh,
stopped.
really?"
And so I stopped, which actually leads to what happened next. So I go to the bar and I'm getting my soda, and she's literally 6 inches from me, this very attractive woman. And she was dark hair. I think she was Latina. She had dark hair, dark features, but like very beautiful in this like short black dress, kind of scantily down the middle and all that stuff. Not that I noticed. These are just it's like imagine if a police was asking me to do a sketch. Like this would be my guess of what this person was
Right,
wearing.
right.
So anyways,
Keep going. That ice just keeps getting thinner.
I'm 6 inches from her, and I am so focused on not looking her, it's not even funny. Because they're a couple, we're a couple, and so a lot of times when there's a couple, what they're expecting is that you're swingers.
Swingers, yeah.
And so I was trying to make it abundantly clear that I was not interested in this person. And again, that's the way that I am. I mean, I'm a human being, so I will find other people attractive, but I have zero interest in them because I'm all about Lexie. And so I was standing at the bar, like just staring straight ahead. It must have looked so awkward because, I mean, they were right there and I would not look over. So anyways, I get my soda and I go back to where you're sitting. And then we decided we're going to play pool because, like, one thing that I think is super, super hot was whenever you play pool, and then if you're in shorts or like it's fun to watch you bend over and all that stuff. It's awesome.
He had this pre-planned, apparently.
No, there was a pool table and I was like, well, you know what? You got to seize on the moment.
I
Right.
think I was the one that mentioned the pool table and wanting to play pool. Unbeknownst to me, that your first thought was bend over, bitch. Yeah. So, yeah, I brought that one up.
Yes. So we go to the pool, Terry Bowl, and I'm setting it up. And then Lexie goes to the bar for something. And then I notice her talking to Hot Chick. So Hot Chick ended up being named Amy. So what was your first, like, what happened when you went to the bar? Like, walk me through, because I haven't asked you to, like, walk me through in detail yet, because I knew we were going to talk about this. So walk me through. You go to the bar and, like, what happens?
So at this point, I'm still kind of nervous. I'm still just like very carefully checking people out, but trying not to make eye contact with anyone because I'm not sure, how much interaction and how much socializing we want to do that night. Especially, it can be a little um intimidating if you maybe lock eyes with the wrong person. And so I was very much like laser focused on my goal, which was to get a cup of ice.
Mm-hmm.
And so this girl sitting at the bar next to me, I think that if I remember correctly, she complimented me on my makeup. She said, "Oh my gosh, I love your makeup. It looks so good." And for the moment, noticed her, and she's just gorgeous. She's petite, like 5'1", which of course made me feel like a freaking giant at 5'4", almost 5'4". I'm gonna claim it. And she's like definitely not. She missed the memo on the whole cowgirls and outlaws theme. She's wearing a black dinner dress, cocktail dress, high heels, long, like you said, long blonde, or no, long blonde, that's me. Long flowing black hair, um, dark eyes, just beautiful, bright smile. And I just was like, oh, well, I love your outfit and your necklace. Those are gorgeous. And she's like, oh, thanks. And just immediately I was like, all right, she's gorgeous. Hey, you know what? We're about to play pool. You want to play? And she's like, "Oh, no, we couldn't. I'm terrible. I don't know what I'm doing. I've actually never played before, so I would be awful." And I was like, "Oh, how cute." I was like, "Don't worry about it, girl. I'm terrible. I have played before. I'm just not any good." She said, no, she said, "I've never played before, but if you want to teach me, I would gladly learn." And I was like, "Girl, I'm terrible, but I'd still love to play with you." And she's like, "Great, it'll be like the blind leading the blind." And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." She's like, "Let's do it." And it was just so cute, and I was like instantly head over heels.
So you've been thinking about it. But turning fantasy into reality takes more than curiosity. It takes direction. I work with couples and individuals to guide you through the conversations and dynamics that make a cuckolding relationship actually work. Those first conversations and introductions to your fantasy are especially critical. Done right, it changes everything. Done wrong, it can break it. If you're ready to do it the right way, book time with me at cuckoldmarriage.com.
Okay, so you're instantly head over heels over this hot woman.
Yes, this hot Latina.
Yeah, and so I don't know this is like, I see them interacting, but I have no fucking idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, you're over there setting up the pool table.
Sitting on the pool table.
Or attempting to, since
Right.
you don't know how to do it.
Attempting to, and apparently I did it all wrong, according to Amy's husband.
Yeah,
So,
who turned out to be a damn pool shark.
yeah,
Mofo.
fucking jackass. We know that you, we know you hustled us. We know you hustled us. So anyways, so then Lexie comes to the pool table with Amy and her husband. And when that happened, I'm thinking, my first thought is, oh shit, like, how am I going to get out of having to do something with this woman. Like, well, what is Lexie's plan?
You assumed I was going after the guy, didn't you?
Yes, I assumed you were going after the guy. And so I was like, what the hell am I going to do? I don't know honestly, I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Wait. So when did you realize that I was after her and not him?
It took a little bit because I didn't know that you guys were communicating. So I didn't know what you were doing. Like, I thought you were either into the guy or that you just thought that they were fun and you just wanted to hang out. Like, that's what I thought was more likely. But knowing how those establishments work, if you invite another couple over with you to like hang out and all that stuff, a lot of times that can be perceived in a way that we're interested in doing more. Not always.
Yeah, no, that is something about those establishments, is that it can be hard to try and just like make friends. Because it's kind of assumed, and this is something just to keep in mind, that it's kind of assumed that maybe one party wants to fuck one of the other party, or both. They both want to fuck each other. Some sort of fucking is wanting to happen.
Some sort of fuck is going to take place.
Yes.
So anyways, so I don't know what's going to happen. But then you whispered to me that, hey, I think Amy's cute. Like, I wouldn't mind hooking up with her, something like that. And when you said that, I was like, holy shit. So this is like a rare part of Lexie that comes out very, very rarely.
Very rarely.
I've seen it a couple of times, but it's very rare. I've never seen her swoon over another woman, though. Like, I've never seen that before. What was different about this one?
I mean, she was just so freaking cute. She was just like this itty bitty little China doll. Like, she just was, she was adorable, and our personalities really matched. She was one of those that could be shy while at the same time outgoing and eager, and um just like clearly having a great time. But I could sense this also shyness in her, and I feel that in myself sometimes.
Yeah.
So I saw a lot of myself in her, just in this cute, almost opposite look. I'm 5'4", which is the average height for an American woman. At least I'm almost 5'4", and you know, um, she's really short. So compared to her, I'm tall. She has black hair. I have blonde. She has brown eyes. I have green. We were just, she was tanner because she was Latina, and I'm very pale because I'm very, very white. Um, and so she was just like my perfect little opposite, and she was just very sexy.
This is hot. Okay. This is really, really hot. Yeah. Okay. So you told me. That's how I realized what was up.
All right. So then how did it feel watching me flirt with a woman?
It's so hard to describe. It felt totally different than when you're flirting with a guy. When you're flirting with a guy, there is a lot of angst. There's a lot of angst because there's that threat. Like, there's a bigger, stronger guy or whatever, or whatever it is. Like,
Your comparison. You have comparison.
right, there's comparison. So with her, there wasn't any of that, but it still felt like I was being cucked. Like, you were still cucking me. It was just with the opposite gender. And so I still felt the same, like, kind of displacement. Does that make sense?
No.
So
Say more.
what happens often in these things is that you, as the primary partner, are displaced for a certain period of time where somebody else takes kind of like the primary role. And mostly it's a guy doing that in our
Basically,
situation.
I just ignore you.
Right. Yeah, I was trying to say it nicely. You fucking ignore me and all your attention goes to somebody else.
Well, be nice. I don't know.
So anyways, I did feel that. Like, I like really felt that. But I was, I didn't know how the fuck to handle it because I still thought that she didn't know what was happening and that she might have been into me. Oh,
that's so cute. Your ego thought this whole time that maybe really what she was after was you. Oh, that's adorable.
But
Look
this
at
is
you. You're
not.
so cute.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Yeah, I really.
She didn't want you. She
Mm.
wanted me.
No, but wait. So how did you communicate with her? Did you have a sidebar with her?
I did.
What did you say?
I asked her, I said, like, what's y'all's deal? Like, what are y'all
Into?
into? What are y'all after? Like, what's the dynamic here? And her answer confused me at first. I don't I'm trying to remember.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like she said soft swap,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like soft core or something like that. Like, and I was just kind of like dumbfounded. I was just like, what? And she said, well, it's usually like me just like kind of soft core with another girl. And I was like, you don't say. That I literally was like, that's awesome. That's perfect. I love that. I love that for you.
It was so funny because when I finally asked what her deal, like, because I was like, this is so awkward. What the fuck is happening? I knew you wanted her, but I didn't know you had a sidebar with her. Like, so I didn't know that you guys were on the same page. So I finally asked her, like, what is your dynamic? And then that's when she did say, like, I'm mostly here for girl on girl. And I had the exact same reaction. The first words were, oh my gosh, that's perfect. That's literally what I said. And I must have looked like a little schoolgirl excited.
You probably did.
But I wasn't excited because, like, I was going to get to watch my wife with another woman. I mean, yeah, that's exciting.
Okay.
But that initial excitement was relief. Like, I was relieved that
he was scared he was going to get killed by me for being too intimate with another woman. Yes.
Yes, I was terrified.
Lorena Bobbitt style. I'm just saying.
Exactly. And so now having that pressure off, like, I was like, all right, let's do it. And so I was down to like help you in whatever way that I could, as I always do. I mean, that's what I always do as your helpful cuck, is I help you close the deal. I am your closer.
You're my closer? I don't think I needed you that night.
No, you did not need me.
Yeah, that was one of the nights I didn't need you.
I mean, the only thing that was happening with me is you two were flirting. The husband was being like a pool shark, and I was there missing every single shot possible.
Yeah.
That's what was happening. So what would excited you the most about getting the attention of the most beautiful person in there aside from you?
She was by far the most they were the most attractive other couple in the entire place.
Mm-hmm.
Like entire place by far. What was exciting about this, rarity was being found attractive by another woman. It's kind of a whole nother level. It's like it's like the ultimate compliment, really, because men are hardwired to straight men are hardwired to be super attracted to us. And so it's easy, it's common, we expect it. We're like, as women, I mean, let's face it, we can basically have any guy we want, really, because men are all about sex and nothing else matters. So, but to be found attractive by another woman, especially a good-looking woman, was like the ultimate ego trip. It was the ultimate, like, yes, you are attractive, even by a hot woman's standards. You are hot. So that was a nice little ego boost, especially since she was a little younger than me. We're not going to say exactly how much younger, but she was quite a bit younger than me, and so that was just all the more like, oh, well, thank you.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was. And by the way, I agree with you. I take it as much more of a compliment if a gay male says that I'm attractive or hits on me or something like that. Like, I'll take that all day long. Like, I'll take that all day long versus like women, because they have great taste.
So modest. You guys are so modest.
No, I don't mean they have great taste because they find me attractive. I
right.
just think gay men have really great taste in other men, and so they're able to spot that.
Yeah. So I want to know, how was it trying to chat with her guy while Amy and I were just pretty much in our own little world, ignoring the two of you?
It was weird. Because I'm assuming that he was feeling the same way that I was, which is Holy shit, this is awesome. My spouse is hooking up with somebody who's freaking hot. Like I could see him definitely checking you out. So he was like enjoying that it was you. But I mean, he just wasn't much of a conversationalist and it was just super awkward. So yeah, I would say the conversation with him wasn't awesome. Like, if we get to hang out again and we get a little bit more of a normal environment, maybe.
I just can't imagine that being awkward just solely because she and we're right next to each other. We're talking the whole time. We're completely dead to the outside world. We are not paying attention to either of you.
Yeah. Well, frankly, he probably thought the same thing that I did. Just, I don't want to talk to anybody right now. I just want to watch what is happening because this is amazing. So that, to be fair, that's probably what he was thinking. Because that's what I was thinking is like, I should make small talk. I don't really want to make small talk because I just want to watch.
All right, fair enough.
Yes, like an owl. All right. And so let's just talk about like some funny moments. So we step outside, we're hanging outside and they're inside. They're at the pool table, we're outside and I go to find you and you're talking to some other couple because you're just like a social person.
Oh,
And
this wasn't in the script.
and anyways, but you're trying to break away from this conversation because you really want to go back to Amy.
Yeah.
And so you actually finally stopped this other woman who wouldn't let you go.
Yeah, I think she really wanted like her and her guy and you and me to get together.
Right.
And I loved her to death. She was funny, she was a blast. But I really needed to get back to Amy.
And so you said to this woman, "I'm so sorry. I need to get back in there. I'm trying to bang Amy." And that's when I heard you say that, that was the first time I realized what was actually fucking happening. Like I didn't realize it was like to that level until I heard you say that. And then I was like, "Holy shit. Okay, I didn't know that." Like I
I was just really trying to she wouldn't let me go.
yeah.
She would not let me go. And I finally just said what I knew would just, sorry, I'm trying to bang this person. So if you don't mind. I
Yeah.
mean, rude as it was, I didn't know what else to do.
Yeah, no, it was classic. It was an epic line that will go down in the history of time. Like we just
Sorry,
need to
I'm just, I gotta go. I'm trying to bang Amy.
like carve that in like wood and like put it up in our
How
house.
about no?
All right. So then the club was starting to die down, maybe around like 2 a.m. or so. And Amy and her husband brought up the idea of going to a strip club next, like a late night strip club. What did you think about that idea?
I mean, my first thought was great idea. That removes all the pressure of what I know both of these freaking men of ours are wanting, which is for Amy and I to go in one of the back rooms.
Hell yes. Give me a hell yes. I'm sure that that's what he wanted to.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't think that Amy and I were really ready for that. I don't think that she and I were really feeling going back to the back room and doing the deed. I think that we were just very much having fun, flirting, little kissing here and there, um, dancing, and we wanted to continue hanging out together, but I mean, I don't know. I can only speculate. I felt relief that she was basically saying, let's go to a place where there is no back room for us to fuck.
Yeah.
So we can continue having this great time and getting to know each other better without that pressure, without the guys around us just, down our necks like, you gonna do it? You gonna do it? So I was like, absolutely. And also, I had this habit of, there are some nights we have where we go out and we bar hop and it's very tame and we're like, okay, it's been a great night. Time to go home. And then there are other nights where the bar's about ready to close and I'm like, I'm not ready to go home. Let's go do something. Well, the only thing to do at that hour is a strip club. So every once in a blue moon, we go to the strip club because it's a continuation of the party that we were having. And so the fact that she suggested this made me kind of feel like, again, hello, my people. Like she thinks like I do. So I was excited about that.
And like, how aware were you of my reactions? It's like this whole night is like going on. Am I registering that I'm there? Because every once in a while you'd come up for air and like communicate something to me, but that was about it.
Well, the times that I would actually come up for air and look at you, you just kind of had this happy, dumb grin on your face. Just this smirk, like, my girl's hitting on another girl, like that was the kind of the look on your face. And so I just assumed that everything was okay because you looked happy.
I was, and it was very different than the feeling. Like there wasn't, I talk about the blender of emotions. This one was missing some emotions. There wasn't any jealousy. There wasn't any like angst or that kind of stuff. So it was just the high, which was cool. Because I didn't feel threatened at all. I thought that it was pretty awesome what was happening. It didn't. At the same time, I still did feel some of those cuck emotions, but I didn't feel all of them, especially the ones that actually kind of balance out the good ones.
Don't get used to this.
No, no. Trust me. Like, and I want to be clear. Like, I didn't enjoy it as much as I do when you're with a guy.
Really?
No, not at all. Not at all. Which is crazy because
Okay.
I think the majority of men, one of their fantasies is seeing their wife with another woman. Like I've gotten to a few times, and but yeah, no, for me it's the other way around. I mean, that's why that's why I identify as a cuckold.
What do you think was the most awkward moment of the night?
Mm,
Be careful here.
I don't know if there was a really awkward moment of the night. Like I can't
All right.
really
Well,
think
we're
of.
going to skip that question
Yeah.
then.
So let's kind of close out with a couple of things. So what moment, if there was like a security camera on the whole night, what moment would you have thought was like, from your eyes, like looking back now, was like the funniest thing that happened?
So I am not the best pool player.
Mm-hmm.
But I get really excited when I win
Mm-hmm.
and when I do well. So there were like multiple times where I would get a ball in and I would immediately, yes! I would just get so excited. And so like, I would just like hands in the air, starting to do a victory dance. And they'd be like, yeah, we were solids. Thanks for getting that one in for us.
That's true. She did.
It happened multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, one time it was that, yeah, I forgot that they were solids or the opposite, whatever. And I got one of their balls in and I was so excited. I was so proud of myself. I was just like, fuck yeah. And they were like, thanks, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was another time where I was, we were solids and I was so excited. I got this ball in and it was a freaking 8-ball. And I just was cheering for myself. I was so happy. I just was like, finally. And they were like, that's game, you lose.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think anyone watching that security footage would see me jumping for joy and my excitement and my just being pleased with myself
Yeah.
and failing miserably.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's that was really funny, by the way. That was funny
Shut up.
but the funnier part was the fact that I don't think I got like a ball in the hole till like the third game. Like
Yeah.
I am
You
truly
were not pulling your weight, buddy.
I truly suck at pool. Like there's just no way around it. My hand-eye coordination is not good. Let's wrap up with also kind of close the circle on what happened when we went to the strip club. So we get there, we're together, we go in the same car. You two decide to sit in the back seat, which I'm excited about because I'm like, are they going to start to make out? Like, what's going to happen? I was like a little kid in a candy store. I just didn't know what was going to happen. I think you guys were just like
We
holding
held
hands
hands.
and flirting, which was awesome. So awesome. So I'm sitting in the front seat with the husband. She's in the back seat with the wife. They're holding hands. This is like fantastic. So anyways, we get to the strip club. We go in and basically we just sat there. We were in there for maybe an hour. We weren't there that long, right?
Yeah,
And
it's
you
kind of a
two,
disappointment.
you two made out pretty much the entire time. And so
That's a bit of an exaggeration.
maybe not the entire time, but a good chunk of the time you two were making out. Yes. Say yes.
Sure.
And so my head is like on a swivel because I felt like probably what the other husband was feeling too is like, I don't want to be creepy and just sit there and just look. Yet like, I don't want to be looking at the strippers. Like, I didn't know what to look at. So because I know you don't like me looking at the strippers, which I'm totally cool with. Like I have no desire to see that. But
I
my
think it's okay for you to be watching me make out with a girl as long as you're more focused on the me making out with someone than the who I'm making out with.
yes. Yes, of course, of course, of course. It was not at all hot that you were making out with this not unattractive person. No, that was not hot at all. But anyways, my head was on a swivel. I was like, okay, look at the stage, look at Lexie. Look at the stage, look at Lexie. Oh wait, am I looking at Lexie too long? Like, is
Oh
this
my
now
gosh,
awkward?
calm down.
So that's how it
It's
kind
not
of
that deep.
that's how it kind of went in my head. At least that's how it played out in my head. I'm not sure. It probably lasted about 2 seconds in my head, and I thought it was longer.
Yeah, I think it more was in your head. I don't think we made out long at all.
But but anyways, after that, the night was pretty much over. Like we exchanged numbers and all that and kind of went our separate ways. And that was the end of that wild night.
That was the night.
I thought it was going to end in one of those back rooms. I really did.
You
So
wish.
yeah, but who knows? We still get
Sometimes you're not always, just because you go to a lifestyle club, it doesn't always mean that you can't meet someone and fuck them later. You don't have to fuck them that night. There's no rule that says if you meet somebody in a lifestyle club that you have to do them that night. That doesn't exist. That's not a rule.
so you're telling me there's a chance.
Shit.
Did you have any other questions for me, Lexi, about this
No,
night?
I think that's about it.
So looking back, what do you think this experience told us about our relationship?
That I can cook you with anyone.
Yes, that you can cut me with anybody. I think that is a really good I think that's a really good takeaway. And from my perspective, it just added just another layer, just another crazy layer to our relationship. And I don't know, you were just super fun that night. And I just thought you were super fun. And it was cute how much you were swooning for this person.
Yeah.
And it was cute to see. So I liked it. I liked seeing you because you were happy. Like that was my favorite part is that you were
Oh,
like having a good time. And like that's the best part.
so sweet.
Very close number 2, seeing you make out with a hot chick. All right. So let's get to just a couple of listener questions real quick, and then we're going to wrap up for today. So the first question is from Columbus, Ohio. And this listener asked, I've had cuckolding fantasies for years, but I've never told my wife because I'm terrified she'll see me differently afterwards. How do you even begin that conversation without feeling ashamed or embarrassed? I think this one is best for you, Lexi.
Okay, so for starters, feeling ashamed and embarrassed is I say it like it's nothing, like, "Don't feel that way." But look, here's the thing, you're actually in the majority instead of the minority. I've read studies where 58% of men have had this fantasy at some point in their lives. So you are in the majority, not the minority. That in and of itself should make you kind of, see this in a different light. It's it's becoming more common as the years go by, and it's already very common. So you have no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. Um Also, you said, how do I even begin this conversation? This is something that I go over a lot with my coaching clients, is that in general, it's not a good plan to sit down with your spouse, partner, and just blurt out, I have this fantasy and I want to do this. And what do you think? You in? you know, that's not a good plan because every girl is different. Every girl is going to feel about it differently. And while there is a surprisingly high number of women who are totally down for this, and would be down for this, some won't. And so I don't think that it's a good idea to just fucking drop a bomb without some intel. I think that it is a great idea to make some little hints, plant some little seeds that gather you that intel before you drop any bombs. So, you make some comments like, My gosh, every guy in here just is breaking their neck trying to look at you. They want you. It's so nice knowing that I'm the one that gets to go home with you, and kind of see what their response is and gauge their reaction. Um, you know, Taking it a step further, you're watching some sort of a movie or show, damn, you know what? Ryan Gosling is so good looking that if you were to do him, I wouldn't even be mad. In fact, I'd enjoy the show with you being with someone, that you were having so much fun with, that you were so attracted to or something. Just planting these little seeds, dropping these little hints like like that and gauging her reaction. That's gathering intel. That's figuring out kinda I don't wanna say what you're up against, but it's figuring out where she is, mindset-wise and seeing how she would react to you talking about all these other guys wanting you. And, um, maybe it'd be hot for you wouldn't even be mad if some guy was giving her tons of pleasure, something like that, just gently throwing it out there and gauging her response before just dropping the ultimate full throttle bomb and being like, "I want this. What you think?" So that's how I wouldn't have the conversation. I would plant the seeds and drop the hints and see her reaction to those.
Well said. Well said. Okay, last question. Tampa, Florida. My girlfriend is way more sexually confident than I am, and sometimes I honestly think that imbalance is part of what attracts me to cuckolding. Is it common for men in this lifestyle, or does that point to a deeper insecurity issue? That's a good question.
That's you, babe.
Okay, so let me think this through. Okay, so my girlfriend is way more sexually confident than I am, and sometimes I honestly think that imbalance is part of what attracts me to cuckolding. Hmm. What's interesting is that this is brought up a lot by men. In 99% of the time, it's a man who brings up this idea. At the same time, cuckolding a lot of times can be used to Crystal Welsh calls it eroticizing shame. And so this question kind of leads me to think, maybe there's something to that in this situation. But also, just more broadly, I see a lot of there's a lot of folks that email us who say that they got into cuckolding after their partner cheated, like they were cheated on.
Very common.
So I
Mhm.
think that, it could be, listener, Tampa, it could be that the fact that she's more sexually confident than you are, you're eroticizing that kind of shame around that, or taking maybe what sting might exist from that and taking that sting off of there, so that it's enjoyable for you. Um, does it point to deeper insecurity issues? Look, we're not therapists. I think you need to go talk to a kink-friendly therapist on that one. We're just a married couple who's living the lifestyle. That's all we are. Do you have any thoughts on this, honey?
I mean, I do think it's common. That attraction to the imbalance. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, honestly. Um, I think that there may be some circumstances for certain people where it maybe points to deeper insecurity levels, but um, overall, I think it's a very common theme.
Mhm.
So again, I don't think that you're in bad company. I think that despite where it might stem from, it can still blossom into something positive and something fun if you have a partner that is wanting to engage in this with you.
Yeah. Yeah, well said. Exactly. All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it for tonight. I want to thank you all for being with us again. Don't forget to follow Lexi on Fansly and just go to cuckoldresslexi.com and you can find all of her stuff and reach out to her about her coaching. Until next time, stay open, stay honest, and keep communicating. Lexi, you want to say bye to everybody?
Bye, guys.
See you later.